What's going on? I'm Matt Parker, and today it is my pleasure to be reviewing the new Ashdown Rootmaster 500 Evo 3. Now, this is a 500 watt Class D solid state head, and it's packed full of features which make it a really great value studio and live head at this price point. Recently, I've been using this as the foundation of my live rig because it crams so many features into a really lightweight and accessible package, and it means that with a good sized cab, 500 watts is probably big enough to do most of the small and medium sized gigs you need. As well as obviously having a cab output, it also features a balanced DI out, meaning you can obviously run it into a desk and then have it through a PA as well. Now, one of the reasons I think this bass head is so good is because it's packed full of features which make it a really good foundational bass head for live or studio. It features a super concise and easy to use EQing system. It's got shape button, it's got onboard drive, it's got an onboard compressor, and in my opinion, the secret sauce to this amp head is the sub control. Now, what the sub does is it's Ashdown's bass magnifier, so it gives you additional wet signal with a low octave underneath. This is perfect if you're in a smaller band setting because it allows you to do lead lines or express different runs on the bass, maybe potentially up the neck, where sometimes we can run into those kind of like slightly brittle treble sounds, but it just adds all of that fatness back in. And combining it with something like fuzz or drive always gives you these really pleasing, like almost synth bassy sounds. And honestly, I think all bass amps should have this because it's a killer feature and I use it all the time. Now, if you're a studio bass player as well, it's also got a load of features which make it a great studio tool. So here we've got the options for either an analog cab sim or a balanced DI output, as well as ported and sealed cabs, an option of a 10-inch or 15-inch speaker emulation, and a horn on top. What this does is it means you can really tailor the signal that your DAW is getting without having to use any plugins or cab sims or anything like that, impulse responses. And it's really, really good for just on-the-go recording. The head itself is super lightweight, coming in at just over 2 kilos, which means you can carry it around one-handed, unlike a lot of valve heads, and it means that just taking it to gigs is much more enjoyable. And of course, it would not be an Ashdown head without having the included VU meter. Now, what I'm going to do is give you some tone samples of the heads, and I'll make sure that I'm including the signal chain and settings so that you know what you're listening to. For basses, you are going to be hearing the made in the UK Zona Fenrir bass. Now, this is a killer bass, all made in the UK, nitro finish, and it's got this awesome split coil humbucker, which you can select from this roller wheel here, and then a 2-band EQ. So you're going to be getting all the 4-string samples on this bass. And then, because it's my favourite instrument of all time, I'm going to be using a bass 6 strung with flat wounds. For those of you who don't know what bass 6 is, it's just a short scale 6-string bass. So it's tuned like a guitar, although I have mine tuned in perfect fourths, and it's got a set of bass gauge flat wound strings on it. So it sounds amazing, and you'll be getting some of the weirdest sounds through this. So there we have it, the Ashdown Rootmaster Evo 3 500. I think this is an absolutely killer head, especially for the price. You can get so much tonal range out of it, and it's just a great building block to build up your live rig or studio. As mentioned, it's got tons of features, a comprehensive EQ, sub, compression, drive, and it's got a really pleasing gain sound when you crank that gain knob. I think this is a great head. Let me know what you think, and as always, please like and subscribe, especially while I'm in the early stages of growing this channel. Thanks all for watching. I've been Matt Parker. I'll see you next time.